only Billy Sheehan!
Hey guys, we're back with a brand new episode and ready to rock out with our next guest on Nashville on the Rocks. We are thrilled to have a true rock legend joining us today. Hailing from Buffalo, New York, our next guest is a pioneering bassist known for his innovative techniques and electrifying performances. From his early days with Talas and David Lee Roth to his chart-topping success with Mr. Big and the Winery Dogs, he has cemented his status as a true bass virtuoso. Join us as we delve into the extraordinary career of this iconic musician who has influenced countless bass players and musicians everywhere. We hope you enjoy our conversation with our friend, the incredible Billy Sheehan. Hey Billy, thank you so much for being in the studio with us today.
It's my pleasure.
Oh, good. This is so exciting. Thank you so much for taking the time on your Saturday afternoon to come and hang out with us. This is awesome.
Well, I heard there would be some drinks, so you twisted my arm.
You know what?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love that. There will be drinks, and I'm a big arm twister with that. So, we provide food in the process, though, so it works out. We have so much to get into, and I don't even know where to start with this interview. And I've started it in my head like 4 or 5 times of like how to get into it. But your career just spans
half a century.
Such a wide time frame. You know what I mean? And then
it's good to be old sometimes, but sometimes it's a pain in the neck because you got so much to go over.
No, my God, I love it. But it's like you are busier. I want most people to know this, is that you run your own social media account.
Yeah, I do everything myself. And it's a time vampire.
Yeah.
It's really kind of endearing. Somebody writes to me, hey, and I write back, hey, thanks very much. And they explode with joy for me. The little thing that I did, I just wrote, hey, thanks a lot. Click a like or whatever.
Yeah.
And they write back again 10 more times how happy they are. It was just, so that's a little tiny thing I can do and brighten up somebody's day. That's cool for me.
I love that.
I actually kind of dig it.
No, that's great.
And I'm close to a lot of people, and I never consider fans. I consider them more friends because when I first began to play live, a lot of the clubs we played, they never had dressing rooms. So you'd get done with your set and you'd step off the stage to the tables or whatever the configuration might be, and sit down with your friends and look at the clock. Oh, time for set number 2. Let's go. And so there was never this division between audience and band. We were all on the same page, if you will. So. Wow. My phone just went all by itself.
It's the alarms of Facebook and Instagram going off now.
It's really hilarious because these things have a mind of their own.
Perfect timing.
Really nice. Thank you, little phone. I'm going to put it on airplane mode and stop that nonsense.
It was probably a fan wanting to thank you for saying, hey, man, thank you.
But anyway, that's how we started with, we're always really close with people. And we'd say to me, what new songs you listening to? Oh, there's this new band, Robin Trower. Went and learned Day of the Eagle and a little bit of Sympathy. And so we did created a great relationship with people. And I try to carry on the spirit of that if it's possible.
Sure.
With the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter stuff. And a lot of people are just really wonderful and generous and kind, and it's a great thing.
That's really cool.
I do really enjoy it. And there's a lot of people, and I ran into people, my old friends of mine that I haven't seen for ages, pop up out of nowhere.
Sure.
And it's fantastic to reconnect with people, and I've met so many people through the years because, again, when we do shows, I always come out after.
Yeah.
Like now they do the paid meet and greet, which I'm opposed to, but we need to pay bills, so we do it.
Yeah.
But sometimes people write to me, I got the ticket, but I can't afford the meeting rates. Well, just go out by the bus afterwards. I'll be there. You take a picture, sign whatever you want, no problem. So I go out, and there's always a gang of people, and we hang out and talk and just reminisce, and a lot of old friends and stuff. It's really good. And also in other countries, we had an interesting thing that happened in Japan on a farewell tour. We stayed at this hotel. Out the front door is this beautiful avenue with all the hoity-toity, expensive shops and, like a Beverly Hills area in Osaka. And then behind the hotel is a little alleyway with these little restaurants that hold they have like 5 seats in them.
Sure.
And so
small boutique-y.
Yeah, a little. I think it's called teppanyaki, where you cook the food at your table.
Oh, you do it yourself?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Really great too. So I went out there, and there was about 400 people. Okay. And I was going to go across to get something to eat, but so let me take care of these folks. They're waiting there, and it's cold out and everything. So I stood there. They made their own line. They got in line all by themselves. It was just me alone out there. And they each want to come up, hi, yes, thank you, arigato, sign the thing, and shake hands, take a photo. And usually 7 out of 10 had a gift for me as well.
Oh, so that's sweet.
Put it in the gift pile. And we had a riot. It was so much fun. And the guy kept the restaurant open a little later as a result. So I went in there finally. And again, it only held maybe 30 people.
Okay,
maybe
nice and small,
because
intimate.
There was an upstairs too. There must have been 100 people in there.
Dang.
And everybody's jammed in there and hooting and hollering and having a great time. And the Japanese are so respectful. And we're drinking this, this would have been a good drink, grapefruit and shochu. Shochu is a Japanese vodka.
Okay.
And that you put that in fresh squeezed grapefruit, and you don't taste it. And my wife will testify. One of our first times we spent in Japan together, I had to carry her.
We got to try that stuff, babe. Yeah, try that.
Sounds amazing, actually. It sounds very dangerous in the process of that. Before we dive into this, what you have here, so you have like a mini bass.
Little security blanket. This little wonderful company called Kayla made ukuleles, and they started making them with bass strings. And I have one, and when you play it oddly, it sounds like a stand-up bass. Okay. Like a big giant. If you plug it in, it sounds like, is that a stand-up bass? It's amazing. So they started to do a solid body version, and I think I'm not sure if this comes in this color, but this is kind of the color of my Yamaha bass. And just because they're a sweet, wonderful company and generous, they were kind enough to send me one.
That's cool.
And it plays great. It's a riot to have, and I thought it would be a nice prop to have here.
It's perfect. It looks great. I'm so excited. Like when you showed up, when I was looking out the window or the door, I was like, oh my God, he's here. And I was like, and he brought his bass. And I was like, it's a little small though. It's a little small of a bass.
Or Billy looks like a lot taller than we thought he was.
He's a lot bigger. It's like an Alice in Wonderland thing. Growing up, like the connection that we kind of have too is that like Dan and I are from Rochester and you're from Buffalo.
Yeah, we'd play Rochester all the time. Penny Arcade, the Orange Monkey, the Riverboat.
None of these things exist anymore.
I remember the Riverboat.
Enough.
I remember that. I was I think it ended when I was coming up.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people ask me now about clubs in Buffalo. I've been there for 40 years, so every place I played in is long gone.
When did you start playing bass? And was that your first choice? Or
the first instrument I ever played, I sat down behind a set of drums.
Okay.
That my friend down the street had. I actually learned how to do a beat. Simple boogaloo beat, but I could actually do it. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I thought, drums, yeah, pretty cool. And then, but around the corner from my house was a guy named Joe Hesse, and he was a bass player. And he was the coolest guy around. He had the coolest haircut, a beautiful girlfriend, drove a Triumph motorcycle, and played bass. And I went down, I saw the gear, and the bass amp was this. He had actually a triple Showman. Jesus. Dual Showman was a Fender amp with 2 15-inch speakers. He made one with 3. Okay. Extra big.
He was not messing around.
I saw that giant amp, And I thought, well, look at the little tiny amps the guitar players have. But look at that amp. That's cool. I want that. And the bass was big and fat and these giant strings and guitars, a tiny little cheese cutter, like a little E string on it. So I just, unknown, my stupidity, I didn't know that guitar is the glory instrument. Playing bass is like being a catcher on a baseball team. You
God.
work the whole night long and behind a mask, too. Joe was very kind to me, and I'd go over there, and they wouldn't let me in because I was a little kid. My older brother and sisters, they could go in, and other neighborhood kids would go in there and listen to them practice. And they were a pretty big band in Buffalo too. They eventually had a band called The Road, which was quite a big band, put a couple records out. But one day they were there. Joe was there with the drummer Tommy Coyle, and the rest of the band wasn't there, so he let me come in. So I go, Joe, so how, you're playing without the rest of the band. How do you do that? He goes, no, you see, I practice with the drummer because when the drummer hits his bass drum, I play a bass note. So it's, I thought, so before I even owned a bass, the single most important thing to know about playing bass is you play what the drummer plays. You play the things that he does, and you lock those two things together, and that's how that's the foundation of most of the band. And I've seen it without bass and with bass so many times. It's amazing what a bass will do.
Sure.
Not necessarily me or my playing, but just the bass itself, what it does. So that was important to me. And so my grandmother lived with us, and she said, as long as I'm alive, there'll never be an electric guitar in this house, meaning guitar or bass, whatever. So she passed away, and with the insurance money, I got my very first. So we put an RPM meter on her grave to see how fast you might be spinning at any given time.
Oh, my Lord.
No, she was a wonderful lady.
That's a cold move, Billy.
Right. So funny.
I got my first P bass. Was $250 with case from Art Coubert's music store, 910 Fillmore at Sycamore. And that was my music store for most of my time there in Buffalo.
Oh, that's so cool. So how old were you?
Oh, I forgot. I got to keep adding it up when I do this. But I was in about 5th or 6th grade.
Wow.
Pretty young.
Wow, you were really young.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something like 14, 15, which kind of makes sense.
By the time I got that bass, I was, it was just before I got to high school. So I might have been like 7th or 8th grade.
Okay.
But I had played
that you were
prior
playing.
to that. I had a Hagstrom bass, which really was my first bass, but I'm a little embarrassed about it. No, they're fine basses. But it was just, but when my buddy Joe saw my Hagstrom bass, he goes, it's almost like this. He goes, Billy, that thing's so tiny, I could put it on my keychain. So I was all embarrassed about it. Then when I got the P bass, I was like a man's bass. And
Right.
I'm rolling now. So I keep that kind of a secret. But somebody found exactly the same model of that Hagstrom and got it to me. So I had taken it apart and taken the frets off it and experimented with it, and who knows where it ended up. But I have the same bass now in my little collection that I had when I first began. So.
Oh, that's cool. So how many basses do you have?
Oh, probably 70 or 80.
That's a lot of basses.
That's a lot. Guitars too, a bunch of guitars.
Where do you keep them all?
In my man cave, I put up the Diamond Life slat wall, which holds the little guitar holders. And I put it in with these 6-inch screws screwed into the stud, so it ain't ever coming down.
Yep.
So remember when I first read the reviews on this, the guy goes, "Mine fell and all my guitars broken." Yeah, because you screwed it into the drywall, bro. You didn't.
Yo, you got to put it right into the stud.
So they're all hanging in there. It's rock solid.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, so it's a lot of instruments, but I've sold a bunch over the years, and luckily I was able to get a lot of them back.
Oh, okay.
Because I hate when I part with one and then later on I go, why did I say? I had some great instruments that never came back. Some instruments stolen, not too many.
Oh.
But I generally have.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, it's a drag. When in L.A., somebody got into my apartment and took about 5 instruments. Mm-hmm. But I'm still my original P bass hanging right there on the wall.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's like really cool. Do you have a bass that you prefer?
Not at any given, or not for any length of time.
Okay.
I'll pick one up and play. Last time we were in Japan, Yamaha made a special bass for me to say thank you for. I've been endorsing them for decades now.
Yeah.
And they're a great company. And so it's an Attitude bass, but it's a couple new features on it. So I'm recording with that. and my 6-string bass, which I played on "Just Take My Heart," Mr. Big song. I've been practicing on that because anything I avoid and like steer away from because it might be more difficult, or I purposely turn the tables and force myself to pick that up.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And so I've worked out everything I normally do on a 4-string. I worked it all out on the 6-string version.
Wow,
and
okay.
It was a great exercise in understanding the patterns that you use on the fretboard, and it's a great instrument.
It kind of sounds like you value all of them for one reason or another, and like maybe you have an attachment to all of them for something, and that's kind of interesting that they're not interchangeable, that they all kind of have like their own
they've all got
use.
a kind of a story, and they're all out too. I can grab any one of them at any time.
I love that.
When I lived in LA, I lived in a much smaller residence, and most of my stuff was in storage.
Oh.
I had some stuff on the wall, but
Sure.
I couldn't keep it all. Now I got it. And not only the racks on the wall, I got the rolling racks on the floor with a bunch of instruments in there, and there's still a few of them that are in the storeroom too. So.
You were in a band called Talas. Was that your first band?
No.
Okay.
First band was. Very first band was I had a friend who was blind from birth. Ray Schmaltz was his name. He's a B3 player. And he was into a lot of the jazz, Jimmy Smith stuff, but we also loved all the rock. There's a time when a B3, it's a type of organ that you'll hear, and I could use 1,000 songs that use it. But there was a time when the B3 was more important than a guitar.
Okay.
You had to have a B3 player. You could maybe had a guitar player or not, but you had to have a B3 player to play in a rock band early to mid 60s.
Cool.
So Ray was a great player. His brother Randy was blind in one eye, so we only had one eye. So between the two of them, they had only one eye between them. And they were both great musicians.
Okay.
And so it was funny because I'd take Ray to the record store and he'd have to hold my arm, and I'd say, "Curb, here comes a curb. Okay, now next up the curb." And it was great taking care of him as a sightless person. And his instincts were quite amazing. I spent a lot of time with him. We played all songs by the Young Rascals,
Okay.
Spencer Davis Group, all these bands that were heavy B3 bands, Vanilla Fudge, things like that. So after that, I got into high school, not too long after that. And coming out of that, I got into a band called Opus One. And we were an 11-piece horn band.
My
it was
God.
my first real band where we really played out and performed shows. We won a battle of the bands one time, and against all these other bands, but we went on first, and nobody saw us. So but the band killed. We had these horn players that are all from Oberlin College and are really major players.
I'm just thinking the sound check must have been rough.
Oh, yeah, it was rough. So we had tenor, alto, trombone, trumpet, guitar, bass, drums, keyboard, and 3 singers up front.
Oh my Lord!
And
it sounds great though.
But yeah, we did Chicago, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Ides of March, all kinds of great horn stuff. And for me as a bass player, especially the first Chicago record, one of the greatest records ever, the bass playing at Pizza Tear is amazing on that. Mm-hmm. And the horn sections are just so great. It's one of the greatest rock records, in my humble opinion, of all time.
Love
and
it.
we had to play that stuff. And they had some complicated things. The one-song introductions had a section in 19/8 was the time signature. We had 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 2, and that was the measure. And I found out later that Don Ellis, another famous jazz guy, he was doing stuff like that too. So I think Chicago might have lifted that 19/8 thing from him. But still, it was tough. And as a brand new player, just still in high school, playing on bass.
You probably were digging it.
It was great because it was forcing me to really dig deep and be able to play that stuff. Pardon me. So after that, I got into a band called the Tweeds, which fell apart quickly, and then that became Talas.
Okay.
And then that started in, I think I was still in high school when that started, in my senior year or something, or almost my senior year. I quit high school in my senior year. And then there were about 9 versions of Talas
Oh my gosh.
as people came and went.
Sure. Are you one of the original members then?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I started with the guitar player.
That's
then
cool.
we had a different drummer. Then he left. We brought in another guy. And then he brought in his brother for double drums. Then they both left. And then the drummer from the Tweeds came back.
Oh, my
And that
gosh.
was the thing for a long time. Then I was out, and they brought these two guys from Rochester, a band called Whale.
Okay.
Ever heard of that band?
I don't know. Dan, have you ever heard of them?
Oh, they were huge. They were a great band.
Huh.
What kind of band was it? Do you know?
Hard rock.
Okay.
Great.
Interesting.
Mike
Yeah, I
Marconi, Dave Munkoff.
That name sounds familiar. Mark McConaughey?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
the
that name sounds
guitar
familiar.
player. Great band.
Yeah, it's like all that's like in the tip of my memory. I feel like I was young.
It was way back
Rochester
there.
Yeah.
people, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know you all
absolutely.
watch this.
And
No kidding.
they also, at one point, they were going to become a part of Neil Smith from Alice Cooper.
Okay.
Because Alice Cooper dropped his band, and Neil Smith was going to use the guys in Whale.
Sure.
But they wanted him to see me. So they actually came to Buffalo to see me play with Neil Smith from Alice Cooper
Oh, my
at
God.
the Barrelhead in West Seneca.
That's crazy.
So that was my first brush with it. I might almost get in a huge band.
Oh, my gosh.
And,
Wow.
Well, Talas was a huge band. Like that,
giant.
Yeah. Like that in and of itself is like a huge accomplishment. It was the early 80s, right? That you kind of like got into.
Well, it was 74 that I saw Alice Cooper with
Okay.
ZZ Top opening up, the original band.
That must have been a great show.
Oh, man. And that's where I saw Billy Gibbons bend a string and hit a note on the neck with his right hand. And hammer-ons were born for me. We looked at, oh, my God, he touched the neck with his right hand on the string and hit the note. Oh, so I went home and I'm hitting the, oh, my God, this is unbelievable.
No kidding. That's how it all kind of started for you.
And so
That's
I'd
cool.
be, we'd be playing some club, and it's Sunday night, the last set, and there's 10 people there. We'd be doing solo, and I'd be and wacky hammer-on stuff. And that's how that came about. A side story, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Many years later, I'm in L.A., and I'd never met Billy Gibbons, but Lita Ford was recording, and she was a good friend of mine. So one of her guys called me up and said, hey, come on down. Lita's recording. Oh, yeah, come on down. They didn't tell me that Billy Gibbons was going to be there.
Okay.
And I was a huge fan.
Yeah,
And every
it's
time they asked me in an interview, so you must have got Hammer on from Ed Van Halen, right? And I go, no. I had a Billy Gibbons 1974 opening for Alice Cooper. He had said him, but I told the whole story. And the next day, it must be Ed Van Halen. No, he's the greatest, but I got it from Billy Gibbons. And I always tell people, I always give him credit. So there he is. Oh my God, Billy, what a pleasure to meet you. So Lita went in to do some work. We sat in the lounge there and talked about UFOs and conspiracy theories and red vinyl and blue vinyl records and he had the broadest array of great.
Just an
and
average
he is-
conversation.
What a great guy. He just knows a little about everything. He's just such a grandmaster. And so it was time to go, and I said, hey, what an honor to meet you. It was so great. And he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a framed photo of himself signed to me. I had
Pre-signed to you?
Yeah.
It-
And
oh.
I'm like, oh my God. I almost had tears in my eyes. What's this for? He goes, I read what you've been saying about me in the press. He goes, keep it up.
No.
That's hilarious.
Still got it up in my studio, too.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, that was 74 where I got that. And
That's a cool story, Billy.
That's a great
that's
story.
right on. Yeah, Billy Gibbons, what a grand master.
I just went down the rabbit hole watching that guy.
The Moving Sidewalks.
Oh my God,
was
those
his
guys were
band.
so good, man. Oh,
Yeah, he did
wow.
a record called Rhythmine relatively recently. And it's one of the greatest sounding records I've ever heard. And it kind of went, it wasn't when the world was waiting on the next ZZ Top record, sadly.
Yeah.
Which they should have been, because what an amazing record. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
But anyway, it didn't come to be. But it was just great to know that we might have been on the right track, because Talas as a
Yeah.
band was attracting the guys from Whale. We knew because we played in the same clubs, and we loved those guys, and they apparently they felt good about us too. So as a result, we that whole Neil Smith thing happened. But I stayed in touch with a lot of those guys through the years. They were really a great band, and then we just kept. But it kind of verified that we had something.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't completely suck, so it must have been something.
Yeah, there was no sucking there. It was good. what was the next step for you? So you played with Talas for a long time.
Well, back then, the scene was on fire.
Yeah, see, Dan says
every
the same
club
thing,
was
too.
jammed.
Yeah.
We had 100 places we could play within an hour's drive.
That's so cool.
Easy. And there was bands in there every night. On a Friday and Saturday, it was jam-packed.
That's awesome.
We did 21 nights in a row.
Wow.
One time. We did 3 full shows in one day one time.
Whoa.
And we played and played and played and played and played. And we had our own truck, sound, lights, crew, office,
you brought
booking
everything.
agent, manager. All were getting paid.
Wow. Yeah, no, everything has changed tremendously back. Like Dan will talk about like when he was playing in like his first bands, just how much the scene has changed. And then like when in my band years ago, like when after it happened, like the whole demographics changed in the upstate New York area, so
Yeah.
like things changed.
One of the things that really was a huge hit was the drinking age went up to 21.
Yes, my God,
I
Michael
remember when that
Sterito
happened. I was
talks
like, oh,
about
man.
that. Yeah,
And luckily for me, and I'm thinking, I'm getting older. I'm not getting any younger. I'm in the band here, and we're slugging it out. And now the drinking age is going up, so now we're going to play. They tried for a while to like make a place, like a line down the middle and over 21 on one side or whatever, where you got a stamp, and none of that stuff worked.
No.
But I just knew, and it was right around then that I had some breaks, which I'm very thankful for. But yeah, it was prior to that, though, it was an amazing scene. And every city had the same thing. Pittsburgh, amazing. Cleveland, unbelievable. Chicago, mind-blowing. Albany.
Wait, talk about Cleveland. What were the clubs in Cleveland? Was the Akron there? The Akron, Ohio?
Yeah,
or?
there was a what's the name of the giant not Fillmore? It was
The Agora?
Agora.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
There's a couple
okay.
of Agoras.
Okay.
And we went there to play a couple times.
I'm surprised you knew that, babe. Did you play there?
I played Cleveland.
Okay.
I played Cleveland quite a bit. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we anything within like a 8 to 10 hour drive
Okay.
was in striking distance to us from Buffalo. So
That's
we hit
cool.
Boston, New York City, anywhere in New Jersey, St. Louis at one point.
Okay, I can see that.
Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Oh, I'm sure those are good places to play.
Chicago, all over that whole circle, and then Canada,
Yeah.
Toronto, Montreal, Quebec.
Yeah, you're right. That's very that's not too far, especially from that area like Buffalo. You're right there.
And Bill, you've been to the House of Guitars probably,
Oh
right?
yeah, in Rochester, yeah.
Talk about what a cool store that was,
It
right?
was amazing.
Yeah.
Back
Still
in the
is.
day, they had just piles of stuff that now would be worth $100,000. I mean, they had a piece of a Gibson this and a Fender that and a 1970 this and a 1962 that, and nobody thought about it because guitars were still relatively new. Nobody thought about these things might be worth something someday.
Sure.
So but it was just a great store. It was a junky store.
Yeah.
Junk everywhere.
Yep.
But that was what was cool about it. Go in and find, hey, what's under here?
Yeah.
Hey, a Mustang bass. Look at that.
Bill, do you remember the T-shirt pile they had?
I'm just thinking
Back
about
then,
that.
They had my brother used to teach guitar there, and he's like, man, they had a litter of kittens come out of the T-shirts.
Are you serious?
They had all those
A litter of
tour
kittens.
shirts, all those old tour shirts, man, people are searching for.
Yeah,
Very
I did
cool
something
stuff.
there one day and they're like, hey, thanks for helping. Go grab a shirt from the back. And I was like,
Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, look for one with no cat hair on it.
so coming out of this and just, so you're successful, you're making music, like you just feel like everything's kind of like moving up and the scene is supporting it. Even if you're not in a place, at the time, well, obviously it sounds like every city you're close to, but like, I feel like a lot of people, always talk about like LA or New York or something like that. So everything that you're doing is kind of supporting the direction you want it to go in.
Yeah.
So what happens next?
Well, we had a set of circumstances that fortuitously wove themselves together. We were the biggest band in town, so when another band would come in town and they needed an opening act, if ticket sales were low, they'd have us put us on the bill.
So you can make up the difference?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So AC/DC and UFO were on tour. The original AC/DC with Bon Scott and UFO with Michael Schenker, original bands, both original lineups. And something happened at the border, and UFO couldn't get their gear across, but AC/DC did. So AC/DC played
Okay.
with no other act. UFO came in, and their ticket sales were light. So they said, well, Talas, you'll open up. Because the promoter in Buffalo, New York, the main guy who was the promoter of all the shows, was a guy by the name of HARVEY. And his last name was Weinstein. And it's the Harvey Weinstein.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
So Harvey and Corky Productions.
Okay.
His Corky Berger was his partner at the time. They put us opening up for UFO. So we did the show. It was cool. Way later, I got a call from, actually it was, I forgot his name. He's now the manager of Metallica. I forgot his name, but he was with Lieber and Krebs Management, Aerosmith's manager in New York City. Michael Schenker wanted me to go to London to play on his solo record because he's quitting the band. And I thought, what?
What the hell?
What the heck? So that name will come to me in a minute. But anyway,
We'll look 'em up.
so in the middle of Talas, me being such a loyalist, I said, well, I'm not going to quit my band, but I'll go over there. I'll make some noise for Talas, so people will know Talas because I'm there and doing this basically to promote the band. So okay, so I left, went over there. Denny Carmassi from Montrose was doing drums, and Michael Schenker and myself, and a singer. I think his name is Gary Barden, and we worked on a bunch of music. Sadly, Michael was in a very bad state of mind, and it was kind of falling apart. Having left his band UFO, he was on uncertain ground, and he wasn't doing well, so he kind of fell apart. And, his girlfriend knocked down the window of our apartment. Me and Danny Carmassi shared an apartment instead of a hotel, and said, "You got to come and help me. The police have Michael." And apparently, he took his black and white Flying V and smashed it to pieces, cut off all his hair, wandered out. The police found him in the street somewhere, and they had him in custody.
Oh, that sucks.
So we went over to help pick up the pieces of the guitar and fix up the apartment that he was in so they wouldn't get charged for it. I remember, picking up chunks of the Flying V and put them in the case and everything like that. And I saw the spot in front of the mirror where Michael had chopped off his hair, a round circle with blonde hair around it. And that was that. So,
Whoa.
As much as it was a great opportunity, here I am in London. I got flown to London, England to play with Michael Schenker from Buffalo. What?
Yeah, that's awesome.
No shit.
So eventually it got settled out, and the manager guy called us again and said, "Hey, we Michael's ready to go again if you guys want to join again." So I spoke with Denny Carmassi and said, "Well, I don't want to do it if you don't want to." He goes, "Well, I'm not going to do it if you don't want to do it." So we didn't end up doing it. So they got somebody else for that.
Okay.
Then oddly, another year or two goes by, and UFO calls me. Their bass player quit, and they want to do a European tour and have me play. This is in 1983. I'm jumping around a little bit. So I ended up doing a European tour with UFO.
Well, that's cool.
Similar situation where some of the Phil Mogg, great guy, amazing lead singer, just one of the greatest bands. I love that band. He was not at the peak of his game. There was a lot of drinking going on, and they were frustrated, and I understand why. So it was pretty rough conditions, but I was up there playing with UFO all over Europe. It was really cool.
So cool.
So those were cool little breaks that happened. All as a result of one thing. Hey, it had Talas open up for UFO because the ticket sales are light. 2 gigs came out of it for me. And so things started happening like that. So our manager, Harvey, had a lot of faith in our band, and a woman from Premier Talent, who was the booking agent who we would book all these bands from.
That's so cool.
And Premier did The Who and Van Halen and a huge roster.
Love it.
So sure enough, Barbara Skydell, the agent there, heard us because we went down to New York City to do some showcases for Arista Records right in front of Clive Davis. Clive Davis and 3 executives sit in front of us in a rehearsal hall. No pressure.
Wow.
Yeah, not
Got
at
some
all.
big names there, man.
So all kinds of things like that were happening all the time. So finally, we were up for a couple things. Aerosmith was playing. We might get that opening slot. We had just showcase for Arista Records. Some other big gig we had was in line. And one of the guys of the band showed up, and he had a bottle of champagne. I go, "Wow, do we get the Aerosmith gig?" "No." "Do we get signed to Arista?" "No." "Do we get No." He goes, "We're going to tour with Van Halen." What? So Barbara liked us, sent our tape to Ed Van Halen. He listened, said, "Sure, have him on."
Oh, my God.
And we got the opening slot for Van Halen.
And what year was this?
1980.
That is freaking awesome. Babe, wasn't Van Halen your first one?
Wait, no. I mean, my first favorite band.
Was
but
it your first concert?
No, Journey in 1980 was mine.
Okay.
Yeah, we were that was the last leg of their tour.
So was that, what was it, Van Halen 2? Wait, 78 was their first one. And then Van
It was
Halen
the Women
2?
and Children first.
Okay, that's my favorite record.
Yep.
That really bluesy, like raw record. Killer.
So
Awesome.
that was...
That's awesome.
So I stayed in touch with Ed a lot, and he really... when we lost him, it was devastating to me because he was the light for me for a long time. Ed would take my call. I'm in Buffalo, New York, driving a Pinto with the fake wheel that it comes with in case you get a flat tire.
Oh, Jesus.
I
Okay.
rode on that for 2 years.
Oh,
I
my
couldn't
God.
afford an actual tire. You're always supposed to use it to get to the gas station, so that's so broke. And it's just, the broke stories, they go deep. We're gonna get there. That'll be it for version 2. I've always been. I remember one of the guys I played with in one band, and in an interim between whatever, and he said to me recently, "Yeah, I remember you had a to-do list, and you had all these things, and every day I'd forgotten about it, but I had everybody's number, and I would call people and pitch, and because I had to get there.
Yeah.
It's like. I forget where the story comes from, but when an army gets in the boat and they go to the other country, they burn the boat. So you either win or die in the effort. And there's no going
choice.
Break down in the Pinto or make it happen.
Pinto or not. But so that was kind of the attitude I had. I got to get there. I got to
awesome.
have it. And admittedly, some of the guys that I play with, I kind of drove them nuts because come on, let's do it. Get some new lights, get more sound system. Come on, let's learn some more songs. And they'd be like, come on, relax. But I was like, I was on fire. Come on, let's do something.
Yeah, you're ready to make it happen. So let's talk about the Mr. Big Years, or like your next transition into that.
Yeah, so I'm out of the Roth band after the Skyscraper record. And Ted Templeman, wonderful man, kind of took me under his wing a little bit, and he said, if you want to do something, I'll be there for you. And initially, he had Steve Stevens and I were talking a little bit about maybe doing something, but he's solidly in with Billy Idol, and it would have been a little side project, and I kind of wanted to have a whole band, so I'm still good friends with him. He's just a great player, wonderful guy. But I knew this kid, Paul Gilbert, used to come see us play in Pittsburgh as a little kid. Well, not a little kid, he was always tall, and the stage was only about 8 inches high. So I always remember one kid almost like in my face in front of me as I'm playing it. That was Paul Gilbert. Oh, okay. So he and one of the first things I did in LA was a guitar contest. It was me, the Whitesnake bass player, Dave Murray, and somebody else, and we were judging a guitar contest at Gazzari's, the famous Gazzari. And I knew Paul was in it, and I knew Paul was a great player. So I just said, wait till you see this Paul Gilbert guy. Check this out. And he got up there, and he just was spectacular.
Oh, my gosh.
And, okay, we have one. I think he won like an amp or a gift certificate at Guitar Center or something like that. So I stayed in a little bit of in touch with him. And so when it came time to do a band, I thought about him. And I'd also met Pat Torpey through some other people, too. But we needed a singer, so Mike Varney, the guy who did the column in Guitar Player magazine, I spent a lot of time on the phone with him. He's one of my dearest friends. He's so hilarious. We get the people in the upstairs apartment, shut up down there, at 4 o'clock in the morning, laughing on the phone with Mike Varney. I got in so much trouble. So he said, I got this kid named Eric Martin. He played him over the phone. I go, that's exactly what I'm talking about now.
Oh, that's cool.
Talk about the luck of the draw. Eric was associated with Herbie Herbert, who was one of the most important managers in the history of music.
Okay.
He created Journey.
Oh.
He was in the Woodstock movie carrying Carlos Santana's amp cabinets across the
really?
stage.
Wow. Okay.
He was a founding father. He was the guy that said, why don't we sell T-shirts at the show with the band's name on them?
That wasn't happening before then?
Nope.
No kidding. Really, they never sold merch at the show.
The beginnings of merch was that.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
Wow, that's killer.
And Winterland, I think, was the company that was born from that.
Okay.
So I went to see, Hendrix was my first concert. There was nothing for sale.
Wow.
Went to see Heart.
What?
The original lineup.
Nothing
for sale. Nope. Once in a while, they'd have like a program or something.
Okay, I guess it makes. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, but it's weird to think about. I know something I honestly never thought about. That's interesting.
Yeah. It had to start somewhere, and it started with Herbie Herbert.
Oh, well,
so here's the deal, sweeten the deal. If we get Eric Martin in the band, it's likely that Herbie would take us under his wing, and God darn it, he did. Our second record came out, and Atlantic was run by a guy named Doug Morris, who was quite famous in the music business. So we turned in the Lean Into It album, and they hated it. They hated that record.
Really?
They hated it so much that it turned into a battle. So Herbie flies to New York to have a meeting with Doug Morris. Actually, and this was confirmed by the other girls. We knew all the A&R and all the people that worked there because we were on the label. They had to call security to go up because it was so loud and so many things were being smashed in Doug's office that Herbie was almost in a physical fight with the guy.
That's crazy.
Herbie's a big guy. And so finally, in the end, Doug said, "All right, put your stupid record out. We're gonna sandbag it. That means they're not gonna do anything.
No.
You put it out, you're on your own. Bye.
No.
Let it sink into the ocean and drop and die. We don't care. We're gonna do nothing. We'll put your record out, but we're gonna do nothing for you."
Why did they hate it? Like, what did they hate about it?
I don't know.
Who knows? It just wasn't what they were looking for.
Well, I'll give you a little postscript on that. So. Herbie, being so well connected, he knew a guy named Jeff McCluskey. He was the FM radio promotion giant of planet Earth. And Jeff McCluskey could make it happen. If you wanted a record on the air, Jeff was the guy. He ran the show.
Nice.
And he was a huge Grateful Dead fan. And Herbie was from San Francisco and grew up with those guys. So Herbie liquidated his collection of Grateful Dead memorabilia, gave it to Jeff McCluskey, and said, "Can you help me out with my band?" He goes, "We sure can."
Oh, my God.
And sure enough, we put out one single on Atlantic without his help. It came and went. Another one came and went. I think even 3 singles went out and nothing happened. And plus Herbie got us the Rush tour.
Okay.
So we're opening up for Rush. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're ready to go home as the singles were dying, and suddenly a little guy named John Terry in Lincoln, Nebraska started playing "To Be With You." He started playing it, and
I knew you were going to say this on New Year's.
And it got a response. So we got phones, people calling up and say, "What is it? Please play it again." And it also responded at retail, people going and buying the record.
Awesome.
So it looked good, and that's the two metrics you look for in the record company. The phones are hot,
yeah,
and
asking for it,
and retail is good.
Sure.
So Atlantic Records didn't even believe it.
Huh.
So they flew a guy to Lincoln, Nebraska to see if it was really true, because they thought we were there with our friends,
just doing
buying
it yourselves,
the record and calling the phone, calling the station. And then when they said that, you mean we could have done that? We could have cheated? Why? I would have cheated. I would have been I would have bought a condo in Lincoln, Nebraska, and been out there handing $5 bills. Call up the radio station.
Nobody said you could cheat.
I didn't know there was any cheating going on. But they didn't believe it, and sure enough, they got there, and it's on fire, and it started spreading all over, down to Miami, up to Seattle, to Boston, bang, 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 without any of their help. None of their help.
That's how you know it's good.
So now Atlantic is calling radio stations to get their new Phil Collins single added, and usually a radio station would only add one artist or song per label.
Okay.
On each new week of ads. They would add, that means they put it on the playlist and play it regularly.
Okay.
So they're trying to get the Phil Collins record on there, but they said, no, we already added an Atlantic, or we put Mr. Big To Be With You. And they go, no. And so they had people from Atlantic trying to stop them playing Mr. Big to put the new Phil Collins record on.
Oh, my God.
So
they were really digging their heels in.
They fought us tooth and nail, and there we were, broke the top 20, in the top 10. Now we're, I think, number 3. And the next number 1 spot will be either Michael Jackson or Prince. We're in line for that number 1 spot. And everybody thought, and we popped right ahead of them and got a number 1 for 3 weeks.
Oh, my God.
And that was the beginning of a huge sea change in our lives.
That is so cool. Like that.
But the postscript I was going to say, the next meeting we had with Doug Morris for the next record, sat there at the table, and I have 6 witnesses to back me up. He goes, yeah, when I heard To Be With You, I knew it was a hit.
Oh, really?
Liar. So we had a problem with him also because he tried to poach our lead singer and give him a solo deal.
Oh.
And that would have probably inspired him to say, hey, I don't need Mr. Big. I got a solo deal.
Okay.
We didn't know about this. It's secret. And Herbie, he called our manager, and Herbie apologized to us later. He goes, somebody offered me a record deal. I don't say no. So he was talking about doing a record deal with the singer for Mr. Big. And we didn't know anything about it. And so suddenly we find out that there's trouble in New York City. I think it was the U.S. Marshals came crashing into the building and physically removed Doug Morris from the building.
What the hell?
He was caught with some kind of a misappropriation of something or whatever.
Of funds?
And he was physically removed from the building.
Oh, my.
And I remember that day at rehearsal because he was a kind of an enemy of me, and he hated me, and everybody kind of knew it, too. So when I came in with the L.A. Times, you guys, Doug Morris, removed from the... this is amazing. How cool is that?
Oh.
See, and unfortunately, we didn't know about the deal with Eric, and Eric was over in the corner there. Oh, boy. There goes my record deal.
Oh, man.
So it was that.
See, this is what I'm here for. I'm here for the music, I'm here for the drinks, and I'm here for the tea. I want all the gossip. I want all the stories of it. That's cool.
That's
Not just the
crazy.
gossip,
Well,
but
I
the
can
stories.
back up any of my stories. I'm really careful about being honestly representing them. I got a lot of stories about a lot of things. And
Well, you have
holy
so many
shit.
good stories for that. I think what we're going to do right now is, I hate to pause this, but I feel like it's a good time. I'm going to get some tools together, and then we're going to move to the drink part of the show, where I'm going
Yay.
to teach you how to make a cocktail. And
Great.
this is kind of fun for me because you also have a cocktail that you want to show me.
Yes, it's something I posted about, and I knew I was going to get a lot of comments, and I think I got over 1,000 comments on
I
it.
believe it because you
Right.
told me, and I'm like, what? And this has never happened before. No one's ever brought me a cocktail, so this is kind of exciting.
glad.
Okay, cool. Well, let me get my stuff together, and we will be right back.
Hey, this is Rachel Ball from Skid Row, and you are watching or listening to Nashville on the Rocks.
I say someday I'm bound to give my heart away. When I do, it's for you, love. True love seems to be all I'm thinking of, but it's true, it's for you.
Okay.
Wow, what a setup.
All right, and we're back. Yes, it is kind of quite a setup. So today, the cocktail that I want to teach you is something a little bit more classic. So pretty much all cocktails within reason are based on the same 20 cocktails,
I see.
20 classic cocktails.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right? Because then you get
Variations within, but
right. Because then you can kind of go off script and do your own thing. So the cocktail we're going to make today, and the reason why I picked it was because I thought it kind of really embodied, one, something that you would like, and two, the type of personality that you have, because this is called the Boulevardier. So the Boulevardier is kind of loosely translate to the man about town.
Ooh.
I know, right? So it's kind of cool, and we're going to make a little version of it, because normally you'd make it with rye or bourbon, sweet vermouth, and Campari, but we're going to make it with Aperol.
Oh.
So it's a fun little thing. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so basically all three of those things have the same amount of ratio in it. And we're going to stir it, put it over ice, and garnish it with an orange peel.
Hey.
So this cocktail is roughly about 100 years old, which I think briefly when we were talking about like cocktails, I like old timey stuff. Now,
Old
I mean,
school.
yeah, I'm all for like tiki drinks and little Miller Lite ponies and little East Nashville Bud Pony, whatever, and Fernet shots.
I'm a Sinatra fan.
Yeah.
And that era was, I think, the greatest era for cocktails.
So true. And I like the little history about it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this, and we're going to make it at the same time. So I'm going to make 2 drinks, one for you, one for Dan, and you're going to make one for me.
Okay.
So I think we could do it.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to take these tins. My hands are clean. So we're going to fill them up with some ice.
No worries.
And for those of us that are watching, like you're going to obviously be able to see what we're doing. But for those of you that are listening at home, I'll walk you through how to do this. So I don't have any large ice cubes. I'm really kind of sad about that because a Boulevardier goes nicely over a large cube, but you don't have to. So we're going to put it over just regular ice today. Yeah, but if you're interested, you can always get like the molds from like pretty much anywhere, Amazon or whatever, and get like these massive big ice cubes. Those are always kind of fun. Okay, so a 1-to-1 ratio. So are you familiar with this? You probably have seen it before.
It looks like a little measuring device.
It's a little measuring device. And so it has two sides. This is for 2
There's
ounces.
2 sides to every story.
This is true. And then this is an ounce. What we're going to do is we're going to use this side today. So the very,
little
very
one.
top.
Okay, all
The
right.
little one, the itty bitty one. This one goes to the very top. So
All right.
I'm going to bust out with this Michter's bourbon, which I
Bourbon,
actually
all
haven't
right.
even tried. Ooh, that was a nice sound.
Love that sound.
That was a great sound. Actually, I'm going to use the bigger measurement because I'm making two.
Changed your mind, didn't you?
This is great minds think alike.
Okay.
So you're going to turn that.
I'll do the same.
Sorry, no, you're not going to turn it. My bad. You had it the right way. You're going to use the small side and fill it up to the top.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
I got you. Perfect.
Right
Oh
to
my
the-
God, you did that so
Fill it to
perfectly.
the rim with brim.
Well, and you're going to pour it right in that tin with the
Right in
ice.
there. A
Right.
little shaky here so I can try. There we go.
That's okay.
Spill a little, but
it's
hey,
just booze.
It's all sterilized now.
Yeah, there you go. And then I'm going to take the sweet vermouth. We don't have anything too fancy. You don't have to get something too fancy, but depending on
And
how.
what is this substance we're this
So
liquid?
this is sweet vermouth. This is
See,
the
sweet
martini at
vermouth.
Rossi. Yes.
Now, vermouth is used in a martini.
Yes, that's right. In a martini, in a Negroni, in a Boulevardier, a couple of different things. So you,
I actually have a vermouth joke. It was amazing.
please tell me.
Listen,
I want to know.
this guy goes in to get a martini. Goes, I want it really, really dry. So the bartender makes him a martini, and he goes, that's not dry enough. You do it again. He makes him another one. Very little vermouth. And the less vermouth, the drier it is. Because there's still too much vermouth, too much vermouth. He goes, well, what do you want to do? He goes, I'll show you how you do it. Take the glass, you put in the gin, right? Gin in a martini? Gin?
Yeah.
Gin or vermouth?
Gin or vodka.
Yeah. You put the gin in a glass. Then you take a sip of vermouth and you whisper into the glass, vermouth. And that's how much. So the bartender goes, I'll give it a try. So did it, took a drink, whispered in the glass, vermouth. And he goes, that's too loud.
Too loud.
It's my only vermouth joke.
I've never
That was
even,
a good one, man. I love
I've
it.
never even heard another vermouth joke, so this is
It's too loud.
that's a good one. Oh my God, that's really that's actually you're absolutely right. That's how people like it when people talk about like very dry.
Yeah, they basically want gin.
Yeah, they
with
want,
the-
which I always do. Want me to hold that
One
for
of
you?
these, right?
Yes, perfect. That's kind of what I tell people is it's wonderful. That's what I tell people. I'm like, so you basically want vodka or gin up.
Pretty much.
You want it chilled up. That's you could have just said that.
Now, Aperol, I know from Italy, that's used for an aperitif, usually before a meal.
Yes. And then you have the digestives that are like afterwards. So they're
And
like,
grappa would be considered one of them.
yes. So good. And so the Campari's great. I think the Aperol's a little brighter, a little more versatile. Like Campari's a little bitter for me. It's fine. It just depends on your palate. And you can, the good thing about this drink is they're interchangeable. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this spoon right here. This is our bar spoon and we're going to stir it. We're going to stir this. So you're going to take that spoon right there. You're going to put it in here. And then you are
Such
going to stir it.
A little stir. So this is stirred, not shaken. This is
Stirred,
supposed to
not
shaken,
shaken.
not stirred.
So that's the cool thing about most whiskey or like these martini drinks. They're not shaken. They're stirred. James Bond was the first one to be like, I want my martini, shaken, not stirred. That really wasn't done until Ian
see?
Fleming wrote that.
More corruption.
Right. but the fun thing is if you use citrus, you're probably going to shake.
Okay.
So if you're using something and you're using whiskey and you have lemon juice in it, you're probably going to shake it. So that's a fun thing for everybody. Okay, now this is easy.
Oh,
This
I'm dying to
is
use
it.
My grandmother had one of these.
Did she? A strainer?
Yeah, she was a martini drinker,
Lovely.
very heavy drinker, in fact. And
That was
she
kind of
would-
common at the times.
Yeah, very common.
Yeah.
But she was a hardworking woman. But so she
She liked
would
her
get
martinis.
home and do a huge container of a martini, and that was it.
I
And get
love
up
it.
the next day and go to work.
Oh my God.
So we poured this whole darn thing.
You're
in
going to
here,
pour
right?
the whole thing over ice. It's going to be perfect. I just got these new glasses.
It looks
too.
fantastic.
It looks great. And then we're going to garnish these with an orange peel. Well, you know, thinking about the time that people had martinis, I mean, you could drink anything, but it's not. You couldn't really drink anything because there was a long time where certain drinks were more popular than the others. During Prohibition, like Canadian whiskey got very, very popular. So like we didn't start having small batch whiskey available or bourbon until the early 80s because
Interesting.
Canadian whiskey had taken
Yeah.
everything over.
Yeah, the drinking culture, and my family's Irish, and my dad was a heavy drinker, and my grandmother as well. My mom pretty much. Her later years, she cooled out. But there was a lot of drinking going on.
Yeah.
It led to some problems, of course, as you can well imagine. And the culture itself at the time, Sinatra, Dean Martin, all that. And as a matter of fact, that music from that time is referred to as cocktail music.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That's
I
exactly
have a
right.
huge collection of cocktail music from all those guys in that time period.
I love it.
And all the things that they did. Pretty cool.
No, yeah. So I guess that there are worse things than a martini. Like someone could be drinking a Busch Light and a shot of tequila. You know what I mean? Hey, there's a time and a place for that, though. That's fine. Well, I'm going to give this to you.
Why, thank you.
Perfect. I'm going to give this to Dan.
Oh, I didn't even work for it, babe.
That's
but
okay.
Thanks.
And then I'm going to take the one that Billy made. Yay. And
All
we're
right,
going to
didn't
cheers
put a
these.
roofie in there, don't worry.
Okay, well, I saw you. It was right here, so I watched.
He's going to knock
Pretty good, man.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
All right, let's give this
Great
Boulevardier a
scent
shot.
with the orange.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it is great.
Hell yeah. Okay, so the Aperol does go very nicely. And this is the first time in me making any one of this kind of, any like a Boulevardier or whatever with
Fantastic.
Nick.
Really great. Really
Yeah.
excellent for your listeners and or watchers.
Yes.
I didn't, especially when you start getting whiskey in drinks. I like whiskey. I drink it on its own or with like a ginger, a proper ginger ale.
Oh, which is what you brought us.
We brought some,
Yes, you did bring some
Yeah.
ginger.
as I explained earlier, I had 2 cans and dropped the bag, and one can split open
Out.
and was spraying out. So I went to kick it away, and it sprayed all over me. So I'm still sticky with ginger ale.
You're like, I'm just
You're
trying
probably
to do.
what a cheapskate. He brings 1 can. Him and his Pinto.
It's like that one movie. Remember the Griswolds? When he's like, "Man, you must be thirsty, Clark. You must." And he's like, "Yeah, I am." And he's already drinking a beer, and he hands him the one he's been drinking, and he cracks open a new one for himself. I don't know. I'm going on a tangent, but
Well, you know, it's funny. It's just that it's one of those things where it's like a ginger ale, and it's like, you know, it happens. Do you know how many times I'll be making a drink and then a can will spill, like on the little pour spouts that we have, and it'll hit those pour spouts and whoosh,
Yeah.
shower everybody.
They're really thin cans.
Yes, no,
and they
they
just
are.
fell and hit the driveway, and it was
They don't mess around. So that's so funny. So what do you
Really
think of the
thin
drink?
aluminum.
It's good?
really nice.
and I love how you can smell the orange
Fresh.
peel before it actually hits your lips. You know.
Well, that's the
Part of the effect, I think.
yes, and that's part of it
Very
too.
wise.
Is that rimming the glass with it? It's just a whole sensory thing. But it's different than if you just drop the peel into the ice, which is fine. But it's that little extra sensory.
Very good. I like it.
And you did a great job because I have yours.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, you coached me right through it.
Yeah. No, it's great. I think that let's try the one that you wanted to, which I'm excited about. So I went out and I got this A1 sauce.
There we go. People are going to go, what?
Oh my God. And then I got this potato vodka, which I
It's
think
with
is
potato vodka. That's great.
potato vodka.
Because a lot of people don't realize a lot of vodka now is not made from potatoes.
That's right.
And that's where the name of this cocktail we're about to imbibe, I had to have the caveat that unfortunately most vodka isn't made with potatoes, so you'll
Right.
see.
So is it a cocktail? Is it over ice, or is it like a shot?
It's a shot.
Okay.
So it's kind of a little drinky thing. And I don't know what made me think of it, but I know my wife is from Italy, and they don't have A1 sauce there. Most things there are not a lot of sauces in place. There's no such thing as ranch dressing, I think, anywhere in the world.
I think that's a very southern
than
thing.
America, and I'm not a fan.
I'm blue cheese all the way for wings.
You what?
Well, moving down south, everybody's like, gotta have ranch with your wings. I'm like, that's blasphemy. It's blue
ranch,
cheese.
no. Blue cheese, yeah. I go
100%.
blue cheese.
I'm
Yeah.
like, we're the ones that did the wings first. We know what we're talking about. Everybody else is wrong.
Yeah.
But so she was quite opposed to the A1, and I get a little. And now we go to a restaurant and order a steak. I always say to the guy, "Are you going to get mad at me if I ask for some A1?" You're fine.
That's so funny. Okay, so do you want to tell me how to make this?
Yeah, you just got to do. I'd say pour about 2/3 of vodka, potato. That'll work right there. About we'll do halfway, because then we'll do the rest with the A1.
The rest?
Yeah.
Oh my
So you
God.
put a bunch in there. Now, for the uninitiated, for A1 sauce, it's a secret sauce. It's got a lot of weird things in it, like Worcestershire sauce. It's got its components are probably in a safe somewhere listed, but it's quite good, and I love it on steak. I love steak plain too, but it's just a great flavoring, and so. We had been drinking already. That's why we came up with this.
Oh, so this is
said,
something
"Hey, I got
you
an
came
idea."
out of.
What was that?
This is something you came up with?
Yeah, I said, what about the vodka with A1?
Oh man! So this is called the Billy Sheehan, right?
No,
It's called meat and potatoes.
meat and potatoes. Or is it steak and potatoes? Can
It could be
both?
steak or meat, depending on where you're from. Rochester, I think it's steak and potatoes.
Hey,
Buffalo
where
wheat.
was A1? Where did that come from, anyway? So how long has that been around? Does
There's
anybody
a
know?
couple of steak sauces. Another one is there's a Heinz
This is
steak sauce.
from
It's
Pittsburgh.
orange.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. This is from Pittsburgh. A1 and
Because it's been around forever,
Heinz.
man. I remember having that all
Probably
the time.
Northern European.
Is it?
in that it's cold and people drink a lot of vodka up there, and they probably eat a lot of bad beef, so they want to put something on it to make it
squash that,
peasants that
hold on.
former peasants.
All right. A1 sauce. Okay,
Oh, she's
now
looking it up. Okay,
yeah,
great.
I want to know.
This is interesting.
This
I want
is
to hear
awesome.
You know what? It's just telling me how to make it at home. Okay, so are you serious? We're going to pour the rest of this?
This. Yeah, pour it in there. Well, pour it in. Let's see. You shook it up a bit.
I did.
I used to
we-
use that stuff all the time. It's
I'll
going to
tell
bring
you,
me back.
Let's see.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'd keep going. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that looks about right. That's how I cook at home. I never measure anything. People say, well, hey, what's the recipe? I made it up. I have no idea.
You could do that with cooking.
With drinks, not always.
Well, that and baking. Baking should not do that. This is bad.
Baking, you can't do it. You got to
Baking-
measure and time everything.
Look at the way that settles.
Yeah, that's kind of unintententional.
Oh,
But I think if we take a little bit of this,
yeah, and
do a
just
little
stir it.
kind of just a little turbidity.
Do you offer this to all your guests? Like everybody that comes in the house, it should be a shot that you give them. You'd be like,
It's a good idea, though.
you're like, listen, you can hang if you do this.
Right on. So I think you're going to enjoy this. Okay,
Let's do
about
this.
the right consistency.
Oh Lord, here we go. This is gonna be either.
So we just
right.
down it all in once? Is that what we're doing?
I don't usually, but you can.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Let's do it.
All right,
Cheers.
it's probably great. Ooh.
Judging by the look on your face.
I love it because you don't even taste the
The vodka?
yeah.
Yeah.
It just
really
tastes like
does.
A1 is
A1.
pretty strong.
It really
is
does
strong.
Yeah.
have like the flavoring of everything, and then the end of it is just kind of. There is this weird potatoey kind of. Why is that a thing?
It is delicious.
Salty. See? All right. We have a
it's
believer.
salty.
I think
That's
I dig
hilarious. Oh my God! Now Dan's gonna be
So,
offering A1
just-
shots to everybody.
The story ends with a bunch of friends over at my next door neighbors, and I said, I'm going to post about this, and I'll bet I got 1,000 comments. Because I can post music and some bass
yeah,
thing,
right.
and I got like
Right.
5, 10, 11 comments. If I cook a ham, I'm going to get 2,000 comments no matter what. And if I do anything controversial, especially for the Italians, I've literally gotten death threats for having cappuccino at 11 a.m.
Oh, why weren't you
Literal, actual death threats.
When are you supposed to have cappuccino?
I guess you're not supposed to have it any time other than in the very early morning.
Well,
but I had just been on a tour bus all night, overnight, got to the hotel, had a cappuccino, and man, I had to block people.
I don't know. 11 a.m. is early for me. Sometimes when I'm working till 3 in the morning.
People are serious about the cappuccinos, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
The Italian folks, they're passionate.
No food fights. So I quit no food fighting. And there's this one guy, no matter what I post, he goes, yes, he used to come to Portugal with the best food in the world, every time. And I said to him finally, yeah, that's why there's so many Portuguese restaurants. Oh, and no, there isn't, is there? Actually, Portugal has amazing food, and Spain and all the Iberian Peninsula and all that area of Europe.
No,
it's also great.
You just had to stick it to him, you know what I mean?
Sometimes you gotta.
You got to.
I don't know if I should do another
It's
one.
rock and roll, man. We're rebels, man. That's what we do, right?
You can wash it down with the
oh my God.
Boulevardier.
Boulevardier.
That's gonna end up in a song somewhere.
Listen, there's not too many times that I have someone teach me a cocktail, so this is actually really making my day.
This is awesome.
All right, cheers, guys. If you want to know the recipe, I'll put it below, and just give it credits to Billy. Okay. Meat and potatoes and the Boulevardier.
Meat and potatoes, yep.
See, now, if you've had a couple of drinks already and you're well into the evening, this is even better.
The time when Seattle hits and the 90s hit and everything kind of changed.
Oh, absolutely. And we noticed it right away. We went soft in America right away. We didn't have the kind of tours or anything like that. But one thing about the whole grunge movement that people fail to understand is that it was an American thing. Mm-hmm. So in Japan, they're going, why is everybody dressing up in old clothes and looking sad?
Yeah.
We want Mr. Big.
Yeah.
So we actually outsold Pearl Jam 40-1 was our actual statistic.
Really?
And this was after To Be With You.
Yeah.
Our following records. And I love Pearl Jam, and they're just a great band. And I don't say that as any disregard to them.
Sure.
It's just that
it's a regional thing.
They didn't get the whole grunge thing.
Yeah.
And throughout the rest of Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Thailand, Korea, Philippines, Taiwan, Malaysia, Singapore, all these places we played. So we were still a hot item.
I love it.
We'd have kids in the lobby of the hotel and going crazy. And Europe too, but not quite as much. But still, at one point there was 5 Mr. Big copy bands in Italy. That would go out and just play Mr. Big songs. Oh. So we had a great run. You may not know it if you only stayed in America and saw suddenly bands like us disappear from MTV and another bunch come in. But we did really, really well during all of that. And again, it was because we had great management to develop foreign markets for us. So we could go to Indonesia and just go have an amazing run. We played in some cities in Indonesia no Western band ever played.
Wow, that's cool.
And just incredible, wonderful people, really sweet. And I've always had a great relationship with them. In Korea, incredible South Korea, the city of the future, Seoul, Korea. Wow, everything is connected.
Yeah,
it's so clean and safe, and it's just an incredible. In Japan, also, last time we were there, I've been telling people the story. Went into the train station in Tokyo to get our train because sometimes you don't fly to another gig. All the gear travels separate, so just get on the bullet train and go, and it's a short little trip to the next city. Very, very comfortable. And we're in this train station, which is the size of the Chicago airport.
Wow.
Massive, huge train station. Tens of thousands of people everywhere.
Wow.
And I'm looking for litter. There's got to be a scrap of litter somewhere. There's got to be a little chip of paper or a half a cigarette butt. I could not find anything.
That's crazy.
I heard that it was really clean there.
Yeah.
Like that's not the first time I heard that.
Oh man, it's so great.
That's nice.
And not a scribble of graffiti anywhere. Nothing defaced, nothing broken.
That's interesting. So it's just a whole other level. And like what you were saying about like you having people that developed the markets for you. I mean, that is like you're like the first in some of those countries. Like that's incredible. And don't get me wrong, like there are so many like I know that there are so many bands that had like still like, I mean, have like really great careers, you know, throughout that. So that's super helpful. And I mean, like I said, you're still busy. You're still in other bands. You're still playing with everybody all the time. So it's like that is a testament in and of itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we're very grateful, very lucky, very thankful that we had that we developed those markets early on. I went to all these exotic places.
That's so cool.
Our first time into India was in I think 2013. That was a trip.
Oh my gosh.
That was wild.
Yeah.
We just went back recently again.
Love it.
And India is developing now. The rock thing is a huge crowds.
Yeah.
And really, really great stuff. So music is really universal. South America, in Brazil, when Mr. Big plays down there, the audience sings the solos.
Oh, really?
They sing the guitar solo
Oh,
with the guitar play. They know the song so well. They sing, you know.
I love
and for
that.
Green Tin and 60 da 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 da. You know, it's amazing, and it's all about rock, hard rock all the time.
Let me ask you about that, Billy. As far as the crowds that are in South America, like, what is the difference, man? Why are they so into it? It's like more of a celebration of music. You see the crowd really responding to the bands. You don't see that here in America too much.
Yeah, I think we're a bit jaded because we got a million bands come through, and we saw everybody, and we get everything all the time, and it's convenient.
We get it
And
first.
you're a click.
We get it first.
Yeah, you're a click away from everything. And in any given city, there's 10 major bands playing. Down there, they didn't get it as much, especially early on. And the bands they'd hear about through media or radio or records or whatever, and they not unlike when the Beatles would get blues records from America or the British, they would go crazy and try to learn all these licks and everything. A similar thing, they get the stuff from America and from Europe in South America, and it was new and amazing and cool and something different, and it lit them up. They lit them on fire. So when we go down there now, our first show in Brazil was on Santos Beach, outside of what city? Goddamn, it was the Sao Paulo.
Oh, okay.
Outside of Sao Paulo, Brazil. And we got there, and we didn't know, but during the daytime soap opera, which is a very big thing in Brazil, they were playing Mr. Big songs.
Really?
In the interim or whatever the part of the whole thing. Unknown to us.
I love that.
So we go there, and we're doing this show on the beach. And it's a local band, the Lemonheads, Henry Rollins, and Mr. Big.
Hell yes.
Well, that's a
Wow,
lineup.
that is a lineup.
Well, back in the day, we used to do that. When I saw the New York Dolls, Mount the Hoople, and New York Dolls, Mount the Hoople, and Aerosmith.
Oh, wow.
That was pretty cool. And Aerosmith opened up for the Mahavishnu Orchestra one time, too.
Really?
So you get these disparate things together. Sometimes it's kind of cool. So we're there, and I'm backstage. We got there and out on the beach, and we're at a little backstage area, and the local band goes on. I hear the crowd. That sounds a pretty good crowd out there. Lemonheads go on. I go up and take a look, and wow, there's a lot of people there. I went back, told the guys in the band, yeah, I've got a bunch of people. It should be a good show. Great. Henry Rollins goes up there. I walk up and I go, there's a lot of people here. Holy cow. And it's, starting to, Woodstock out. It's just unbelievable. So we go up on stage, and it's completely out of control.
Massive.
And because To Be With You was on the TV every day, that's like, what crazy.
That's
and
so
it was
cool.
out.
Wow.
Now there's giant bonfires now are burning in the middle of the crowd on the beach. And it is really dangerously out of control. So in the pit between the stage and the first barricade, usually the security is all in there, and we had it full of cops there. And we're playing. We're coming up to the last couple of songs of the show, and we see them looking at their watches, and all of a sudden they're gone, and it's just us.
What the hell?
About 200,000 people on the beach.
Oh my God.
And that's it.
Where did they go?
And people are getting rowdier and rowdier and rowdier. Then off in the
Oh my
distance.
God, they're going to rush the stage.
Now off in the distance, you see a whole bunch of trucks painted green.
Okay.
They called the army in to get the soldiers to disperse the crowd.
Whoa.
So the army came in and got everybody out of there. So we were safe and sound. I don't think they would have killed us. But if they killed us, I don't think they would have eaten us. So,
It would be a noble way to go, though. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
back.
saying? It's rock and roll.
Hey, you're the guy with the A1 sauce? Get him!
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Oh, that is great.
So yeah, we were lucky to have such great crowds everywhere.
That's so cool.
Amazing. And make no doubt about it, we are so grateful. We had an amazing run. Mr. Big is gone now. We did our farewell tour, but man, we had what a great run.
You had like 10 albums, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a lot.
that's
of albums.
crazy.
super great. I remember we were in. We would get on an airplane to go transoceanic flight during our heyday when we had a hit, and the flight attendant would say, "Oh, are you guys in a band?" I go, "Yeah." What band? I go, "Mr. Big." They go, I never heard of it. I'm the one who. Oh my God! and they'd move us up to like first class and free drinks the whole time. And one time in a Malaysian Airlines. They lost one, didn't they? The Malaysian Airlines, so they let us sit in the cockpit for
really?
takeoff and landing. Yeah, that was before 9/11.
I'm gonna start singing that song everywhere I go now, man. Maybe.
Yeah, you know that man. Come right in. Come right in.
Yeah, that freaking song was huge.
Yeah,
huge.
it was everywhere.
I still hear it. I go into a Kroger.
Yeah, Kroger.
And, there it is.
You know, I saw this meme and it was like, you know that you've reached like adulthood when the music that you listen to is playing in your grocery store, and I was like, God,
Or the elevator.
damn it! 100%. You know, like Ludacris is in the grocery store, like Missy Elliott, like Justin Timberlake. I'm like, damn it! The early 2000s are calling my name. So actually, I was talking about the Winery Dogs. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, we got together.
And you had done a few, obviously, all these people, you have the people that you associate with, are extensive. So, you get together and you guys form this band. And you had worked with them before.
Yeah, Richie was briefly in Mr. Big.
Yeah.
Paul quit for a while. He came in, and it was just great. Great singer, great guitar player.
Yeah, great guitar player.
Supreme talent, top of the bottom, wonderful guy too. And then I had done some projects with Mike Portnoy, and we wanted to let's do a band. And so we asked Eddie Trunk, we need the guy that plays guitar and sings really good. Now I knew Richie already. Why he didn't come to mind, I have no idea. Some kind of weird blank spot in my
it just wasn't. It
mentality.
Maybe if you had thought about it, it wouldn't have stuck. But Eddie Trunk said something.
So he goes, what about Richie Costin? I go, I could have had a V8. I gotta say, of course. A reference for you old folks out there. Thank you very much.
I remember that one.
So of course, so we Mike and I drove over to Richie's house in L.A. and we got together in his little studio that day and came up with things right away. And
wow,
I really love playing in that band in so many ways because Mr. Big is great, and we had a good time, but those songs are those songs. They got to be played like those songs. Where the Winery Dogs is some improvisational.
Yeah.
We would take chances, and we would get the audience. I think was particularly enjoyed that we kept the format of the song. We kept it. We weren't lost.
Sure.
But we did things to it that were each night was different.
Yeah.
Each night was fresh. Each
People
night was
appreciate
alive.
that.
Yeah.
There's a certain type of people that appreciate that because it's like a special thing,
And I learned early on some of the first live albums I ever heard as a kid, and it was a great lesson, I think, of the Yardbirds' first record. And they did a song called "I'm a Man," and the AM or FM radio version of it was actually AM because I didn't think FM even existed then. You might not be able to hear it, but it's just a real simple song with a simple drum beat and a very, very kind of flat sound. And then the flip side of having a rave up with the Yardbirds, they did "I'm a Man" live.
Okay.
And it
that
was an explosion of improvisation and soloing, and it was amazing.
Yep.
And then the Rolling Stones got "Live If You Want It." I found out later that some of that record isn't really live. They just played it again and added screams. It's for real. But to hear their version of "Satisfaction" and all the Stones hits, the live version. It was over the top, exciting, insane, incredible.
Right.
So for me, a live performance should be more. For some music, you want to do it exactly. Do it exactly how it is. You want to hear. I don't want to hear improvisation on songs that I absolutely love, and I want to hear how it is, and hear the artists do what they did on that record. But sometimes there's with certain bands that little wiggle room you have to add some improvisation. So the Winery Dogs became a band like that for me in my heart and mind very much. So we go up and do our thing and
the songs are amazing.
Well, that's very kind of you.
No, seriously, and you're all super talented players.
And, not to add that, like, everybody in the band is really proficient at their instrument and artists, and they have their own voice at what they're doing. So it's like it's cool to shine a little bit in these songs, and I think that would be great for fans to hear that. So
it's very kind of you to say, and I think that also we're mature enough to get out of each other's way. When Richie is going to go off, I want to just hold a note and hear him do his thing. I'm going to start moving around a little bit eventually, so he knows he's got to hurry up and get his good stuff in before I crowd him out. No, I'm kidding. And the bass and drums were just spectacular.
Yeah,
they were locked. I'm a drum guy. I watch drummers. Yeah. Drums are what I do. I play. Kenny Aronoff we did some jam for a fantasy camp. And we're on a little tiny stage, and I was right next to him. His hi-hat was right next to me there. And I started playing along to him, and he stopped and Rich, I get it. You're a drummer, aren't you? And I no, but that's what I do.
That's
play drums. You keep that bass in with the drum. So working with Mike was a joy, and he's we locked in like a hand in glove.
Can I jump in and just ask a nerdy question, Billy?
Yes, sir.
As a bass player, man, like, if you had to speak to other bass players about bass playing, like, what is your goal in mind? You have a song in front of you. I know I might be kind of going off on a tangent here, though, but
that's okay.
You have your own voice. You're kind of the bass player's bass player, and you have your own voice, and you're known to do all these amazing things. And how do you stay within the song? And you're talking about with the drums, but can you talk about just how you look at a song and how you put your own voice into it and make room without getting in the way of everybody, like you're saying?
Yeah, the songwriting aspect.
It's drums first, but it's vocals second. We see it American Idol and The Voice and all that. I don't see any bass players up there or drummers. It's voice. It's the song. Right. It's the singer. And it's all about that. And I've always been a harmony singer. And sang a lot of leads back in the day. I did Judas Priest and David Bowie. So I sang Green Menalishi and all 4 or 5 Bowie songs on top of it back in the day. So I got my David Bowie. I better not do it. But this vibrato. But if you listen to a great singer named Anthony Newley, that's David's voice.
Oh,
you see where David Bowie got that thing.
Okay.
Yeah, check out Anthony Newley.
Anthony Newley
from the Cocktail years. Yeah, he's very, very, very Bowie.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, very interesting. And I always loved David Bowie from the very beginning.
Excellent.
But, so it was about the voice being the next thing. And even though it's the next thing, it actually is the first thing, because that's what everybody knows about a song.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as a bass player, locking in with the drums, making sure that voice gets heard, and then everything else is secondary or tertiary to that. So I think as much as people come to a show and they'll take their iPhone out and record my solo and post that, and the people go, all he ever does is solo. Yeah, he does nothing but solo. He solos all day, every day, day and night. He's always soloing. So they missed me when I was doing Just Take My Heart or Wild World or To Be With You or in the other things. We had a song in the Winery Dogs called Regret, and that song would almost move me to tears every night we played it. And it was so important for me to hit this big giant note, to let that root note sink in, and Richie plays piano part on top of it. It's drums first, then vocals, and then whatever else happens. So you stay out of the way, all that. And then again, I get known for a lot of shenanigans that I do, but that started way back when I suggest we're doing the song Mr. Big by Free, and in the middle of it, there's a kind of a bass solo. from I think Andy Frazier is the guy's name. Great bass player. And I remember telling the guys in the band, when that part comes, just stop. And I'll just go do this crazy ass thing. And then, I'll go 2, 3, 4, and come back in and end the song. Oh, Mr. Bing, so they did that. Now, unknown to me, they were really glad that I did that. Why? Because they wanted to hear my fabulous soloing? No. There's a whole bunch of girls on the side of the stage. They're all talking to and drinking beer and hanging out. All right, party time's over. Get back up here. And we would do and we'd go back in the song. So it became a thing where people, wanted to hear that solo thing because I really, my goal was to be able to play a solo like that and not bore anybody. And by anybody, I meant anybody in the bar, which would include people that had no interest in a bass solo whatsoever.
Right.
But tried to do something that was somehow it would capture everybody in the place, whether it was theatrics or nonsense or play a little part of the Close Encounters theme or whatever else,
that's
something
cool.
to do that. But in actual fact, it was also a great benefit to the romantic lives of the other guys in the band.
No kidding. I was always wondering, man, because and not to hijack the convo and everything, but as far as being in the 80s where there's a lot of proficiency on the guitar and in those bands with the Eddie Van Halens, and then, what I'm saying, where you have a lot of these really incredible players, Yngwie Malmsteen, you fit right into there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like as far as that kind of like really made you shine as well because people were looking for that in you. But I always recognize that you always played for the song. And you didn't take away from everything, being that proficient guy.
And again, because especially if you're singing backup vocals, you gotta sing and play at the same time. They say, how do you make a guitar player with a Marshall turn down? Put sheet music in front of them. But it's the same also with how do you make anybody in the band play very simple? Give them a harmony part.
There you
they
go.
Gotta sing, And we played all Crosby, Stills and
Just
Nash,
ride
Three
the
Dog
G.
Night, all that stuff. So
Right.
a lot of harmony stuff that was intricate.
So, you've only been in Nashville for 8 years. So why did you end up moving to Nashville? What was it just a good time?
A dear friend of mine here was one of the good guys at Atlantic Records. His name is Kevin Williamson, a wonderful A&R guy, record company guy. He lives here. Actually, I officiated his marriage.
Really?
I got my officiation thing on the internet, and I got the collar, and I did it. It's pretty cool.
Did he ask you to do it?
Yeah.
That's cute.
It was
I
pretty
like
cool.
that.
And I made it serious, too. I was going to do a comedy thing. It's so serious. You're getting married. This is a real thing. So it was kind of cool. But he was here. Now, prior to him, Ray Legier, the drummer from Korn, is a dear friend of mine. He moved to Nashville. I remember trying to talk him out of it. Ray, what are you doing? LA is the center of the universe. What are you going to Nashville for? And I had to eat those words. And put a little A1 on that, as a matter of fact, now that you mention it. And now he's here. He has a wonderful home and a beautiful wife and 2 wonderful sons. And we got a studio out there. Ray, myself, and another gentleman, Scott Bush, is a great engineer, producer. We got a little production team.
I didn't know you all have. Okay, that's
so
cool.
So we do a lot of different artists and stuff. Do them on our own and then together as well. But once Ray was here, and then Kevin had dinner with me and my wife in L.A. You got to come to Nashville. So my wife caught the fever a little bit. Now, L.A. was getting more and more dangerous and more falling apart more and more and more. I'm on tour. My wife's home alone. And I'm thinking, this is not a good thing.
Yeah.
And there's people, you stop at a stop sign, somebody comes up, rips your car door open, rips somebody out of it, and that's the end of it. It's rough.
Yeah, you don't want that.
But right in our area in Sherman Oaks is quite a safe area. The home right next to our building that my townhouse was in, they did a home invasion robbery. Took the old woman, a gun to her head, and went through her whole house. And I could. It's 50 feet from my front door.
Wow, that's scary.
So I thought, we're not gonna
stay here.
Yeah, it's time to go. So we came here. We love it. We came here to contribute, not to take. We didn't want to be a further burden on whatever facilities they have here. We would like to contribute to it, help out local musicians in situations that when I do my master classes, a hidden purpose of that is to bring people into the music store.
Yeah.
And get that music store up and running again and get people interested in playing again and hanging out. And
yeah.
The new store we have, Tone Central Station, and we're doing our my master class is at. They got a pool table in there and a couch and
Love that.
you know, stuff like that. So we go in there and I do my master classes. People hang out, and next thing you know, some guy meets another guy and has to start a band and get their gear, and you know, that's how I'd like to contribute to the city as much as I can.
No, that's wonderful. I feel like Dan and I have the same thing with creating the Nashville on the Rocks podcast, is because we were like, you know, rock is such a big thing here, but like people outside of Nashville, and even people in Nashville may not necessarily think that, especially if they're transplants. But I was like, but the bands that are here, the recording opportunities that are here, the like, there's just bands that I've loved for years, like metal bands that record here, you know what I mean, that have recorded here. So we're like, we wanted to like kind of take that, showcase it, and like kind of put it out in a forum where people can see like, hey, Nashville has like a cool rock scene too.
Oh, it does.
And a lot of people have moved here, and like it's just as important, if not more so right now than the other cities.
The scene is here. A lot of people I know are coming here.
And it's cool.
A lot of bass players. I know Victor Woot and Jeff Berlin, Mohini Day, a couple others I've been talking to that are thinking of coming here.
That's cool.
Tom Peterson from Cheap Trick.
Okay.
Great. Amazing. I think Billy Gibbons has a home here.
I just love how much music there is here in general. It makes me feel good.
Yeah,
so
I'm not a country guy for no reason other than it's just not. Didn't happen to be my thing.
Yeah.
I like old school. I like Conway Twitty and Johnny Cash, old school stuff.
Sure.
It's pretty cool. But I did end up producing an artist here named John Statham, a singer-songwriter.
Okay.
And what a great
John
experience to work in. And we had his pedal steel player that came in, $50 a track. This guy, the moment that metal bar hit those strings on that pedal, it was absolutely magic.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And a young lady came in to do mandolin and violin. It's just perfect.
That's so
just
cool.
so great.
Well, and that's
it's
cool.
inspiring.
If there's a piece of advice that you're going to give to like an upcoming musician now.
Yeah, this is somewhat speculative because I'm not sure if it's actually the case, but there is a cycle of bands and then individual performers. And then there's bands again. And then there's the individual guys. I think we may be on the cusp of bands again.
Okay.
And I would suggest to everyone, even no matter what the rest of your life it turns into, get in a band.
Yeah.
All the most successful individual players started in a band, and almost everybody started in a band that was a copy band. So a lot of people say, I don't want to be in a copy band. I want to play all originals. Well, nobody did.
Yeah.
Before no one did. AC/DC didn't. Van Halen didn't. The Beatles didn't. That's three bands right there that sold a lot of records. They were all in cover bands. They all played, and almost everybody was in a cover band.
Yeah,
so
because it's a modern-day jukebox.
Yeah, well, it's great training.
Yeah.
You get up on stage, you learn how to deliver the goods, you learn how to work with other people, you learn how to deal with the audience,
That's super
and you
important.
learn how to play songs that are great because they're hits by somebody else. So let that get in your DNA. So when it's time for you to write, you might get a hit out of you as well. So I think that's a good thing, a good way to start. And also, I don't think there were places to play and then bands. I think there were bands and then places to play.
I got you.
Because we got this big room here that's empty and nobody goes there. We're going to put a band in there. Oh, now it's the hottest club in town. Why? The bands were the things that made the Cavern Club.
Right.
Or CBGB's.
Yeah.
Or all these
The
places.
Whiskey.
Or the Country Club in L.A. Or the Whiskey or Gazzari's and all that stuff. They were all there. It was real estate. There were
Sure.
2x4s and drywall. But there wasn't, it wasn't until the bands got in there. So you can create a scene. You can create a scene. And if there's no place to play, just go to a little coffee shop or bar and set up in the corner and start playing some songs.
Well,
Okay, we'll do it every Tuesday night. We'll charge $1 at the door. We take that and you take the bar. Okay, deal.
And Nashville's prime for that.
Yeah. And we did that in Buffalo.
Yeah, everybody's playing everywhere.
Yeah. We play the Barrelhead, Talas Tuesdays on the Barrelhead. And our first Tuesday there was a table of 4 people and another table of 2 people. Within about 4 months, there was a line around the block to get in because that was the thing to do. Not that we were amazing by any stretch of the word.
Well, maybe you were.
Yeah, who knows? But but it became a thing to do, and people hang out. Let's go see this band. We know the songs they do, and they go out and it was, so don't wait for the world to create something for you to put into it.
Yeah.
Create the world, and you can make it happen. We did it so many times. Shirkston Beach, outside, over the bridge from Buffalo into Canada, Shirkston Beach. They had Shirkston Quarry. It was a huge quarry. They took all the stone out of to build the roads. Super deep, clear water. Swimming there, and then Shirkston Beach on Lake Erie with waves big enough you can body surf on them. Great.
Wow.
Great spot. So somebody said, hey, why don't we put up a stage on a section of the beach, then you pay an extra $1 and get a little wristband and come see the band. Okay. Just out of nowhere. So we did.
Great.
They built a stage. They ran the power. We told them what we needed. We show up there the first time. There was 5,000 people there. So it was out of control. And then it became a venue for national acts.
That's awesome.
For a while. So you can create the Playboy Club in Buffalo. Believe it or not, there was one briefly.
I think I remember that.
And they had kind of lounge bands. You ever put a rock band in there? Go, look, put us in. Put us in. We went there. We played the place was jam-packed. It was all right. Their business was up from then on. It was like a place to go. So bands you could get a great band with great songs and and deliver the goods. Mm-hmm. You can change the scene. You can make the scene. The Beatles made the scene. The scene didn't make the Beatles.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is that sometimes just because the opportunity might not be right doesn't mean that you don't have opportunities
you
there.
got to make opportunity.
Yeah. Like that's the thing is that.
Just make it happen.
Make it. That's a great point. I love to hear that. Is there a band that you're really into right now? Like maybe a new band that you're listening to or something that kind of is like, I don't know, catching your eye? Or your ear?
I can't remember. There was one gentleman that was just playing guitar and singing. HALEN, I think is what he just named it. It was on Instagram. It's just a kid playing guitar, but his songwriting is so. He reminds me of a brand new version of Dylan. Not doesn't sound anything like Bob Dylan, but it's just that new kind of thing. Pretty cool. I see people here and there. I don't always recall it, but there's some intriguing things out there. I just posted a young lady in China singing a commercial for a giant warehouse with old engines and transmissions in it.
Oh, that's funny.
So I urge everyone to go to my Facebook page and listen to her sing.
Oh, that's cool. And check it out.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
Do you have anything that you want people to know about that you have coming up? Any shows, or you just mentioned you're on the Peter Criss
really.
album?
I'm at the point now where I'm putting things together, songs and records and people.
Nice.
Various musical strains, and it's never. A lot of time I see people announce things way before they should announce them. So I'm very careful about that. I never say anything because I'm hired gun when I play on somebody's record. But I posted today that I'm on the new record by Peter Criss from Kiss.
Oh,
so it's
cool.
myself, John 5, and Peter Criss, and I posted that.
Nice.
And we're up to 205 comments, so not so bad after all.
Very cool.
Some of the many things I learned from working with Diamond Dave, he had it down to a science. Until that thing's ready to go, you don't want to say anything about it. First of all, you don't want to jinx it, whatever. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of things I'm working on, writing a lot. Couple records coming out, the Peter Criss thing. Now that they've announced it, I can say something about it. I had to keep quiet on it. I didn't have to, but I did out of courtessy because it's their record.
Sure.
And I don't want to jump the gun on their promotion. But
I love that.
Yeah. But what a wonderful guy Peter Criss was to work with. I spent some great conversations on the phone with him coaching me through what he wanted me to play on his songs. And the producer's a wonderful guy, too. And so that should be a really great record. It's a great honor to be on a record with someone
That's
as
awesome.
illustrious as him. It's quite awesome.
Oh, that's great. I'm so happy to hear it. Well, we're going to obviously keep posting your content. We're going to keep sharing what you've done. I'm just so glad that you came here today, and I thank you so much and dig the cocktails. Did you want some more of this bourbon?
I would like a little more.
All right, yeah. I just realized I kind of shortchanged you on
It
that.
is Saturday night.
She's pouring a couple drops and she pulled the bottle away with.
I know. I thought about that afterwards, and I was like, did I just shortchange?
That's okay.
I was like, Billy. All right. Well, cheers. Thank you so
cheers.
much for coming on the show. Babe, cheers.
Oh, I'm not.
All right, he's out of alcohol. All right,
sorry,
guys.
guys.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thanks, you all. I appreciate you.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in to Nashville on the Rocks. We're so grateful for your support. If you're enjoying our content, we'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow us on social media and give us a like on iTunes, Spotify, and all your other go-to streaming sites. Your feedback is super important to us, so please leave us a review as well. Thanks so much.